Here is part 11 of Main Street USA by Lego Disney. This is set number 43302. Contains 3,899 pieces. Retails for $399.99. And set was provided by the Lego Group for review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, we're still at this, and today is the 6th of July, 2026. And that's what we've done so far. And we're still holding at a 5. Due to build quality and scratch pieces, but than that, it's not a bad build. It's keeping my interest. And I sound a little out of it. I am kind of winded today. Breathing's been really bad since the air's been bad, so that's why. Just let everybody know. So yeah, it's not too bad of a build. It's just the quality's just kind of lacking. I'm experiencing pieces falling off while moving this stuff around. So this is really just meant to be eye candy. Well, today I have 31, 32, 33, and 34. I think what I'm going to do is try to cover bags 31 and 32 in this installment. 33, 34 in the 12th installment, and then I'm going to just do the review and tack it on the end. Okay. So that's my game plan for today. That's what we call it, build preview, because I got to preview what I'm doing, you know. And yeah, so far it's not, like I said, it's not a bad set. We just got to get this one done here. But before we can start building, these sets or these videos are not to be considered as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just merely my notes for the final write-up. In addition to that, do not re-upload my content without my written permission, which would probably most likely be a no. Just don't do that. But if you want it on another website or something, you just kindly let me know. In addition, this is not my day job. I just do this stuff for fun. This is just a hobby of mine. And the commentary and my conversations and stories and stuff are mine and mine alone. Lego doesn't pay me to say anything. That's just what comes into my mind. Well, let's get going here. Let's begin. I slept really good last night, only just to get woken up. And, you know, because I got to go to work and stuff like that. And now I am back at these big, large sets again. We only got one sticker sheet left, so that's even better. And in addition to that, like, I probably got like a head cold or something, my allergies. Boy, I have a hard time breathing, so I'm going to have fun editing the stuff out of this video today. But honestly, in all fairness, I'm tired of working on big, large, giant Lego sets. I just miss the days when they used to be 200 or 300 pieces, and I can get them done lickety-split and put them on YouTube. Well, now they're getting longer. And unfortunately, I got a lot of sets sent to the house over the week. I got another one coming in later on. So right now I'm swamped. I have about 33 sets that I have to deal with. Lego just needs to slow down because I'm going to be honest, no one can afford to buy all this stuff. That's just how it is. And we also need these rods here too. Not the long one, we need the short one. And before we could do that, though, we're going to have to move everything around. So I'm kind of out of it today. I want to build this and get it done. I'm just not in the mood to edit any videos today. You know, you get to that mood where it's like, I got to force myself to get motivated. Because every time I get more sets here at the house, it's just getting to be like a little too much. And doesn't matter what I tell Lego, just don't send me anymore right now. I'm behind. I get ignored, so I just figured, I guess it's on them. I mean, I guess it's free Lego, but I still got to do the write-ups because they do keep tabs. One of my friends asked me, do they keep tabs on this? Oh, yes. And if you're late, they want to know why. So I happily tell them, hey, every time I'm telling you guys, no, don't send me anymore because I'm behind, you keep sending me stuff. So that is on you. Oops, I put that on in the wrong place. So I'm kind of just, I'm getting burned out of doing somebody else's ideas. That's all I'm doing is just copying pictures in a book. where like I've been doing tutorials all week. I got one that I got a prototype for. I just have to get going on it, and this is step 142 here. Oh, best way to do it is just to warm these up a bit. You don't have to, but it makes it a little easier here. Shove that down in there, and you have to bend it around. Sorry if my hands are covering it. Somebody had complained about that in another one of my videos, and I'm like, seriously? I may have to start writing up that whole card. But just stick those in the fronts closer to you. Should stay in there. Hopefully that doesn't fly out. Alright. And then, oh, these are printing? Wow, Lego, we got something in here printed, but you sure didn't want to print everything in here. I have to turn it like this because I can't see where I'm putting that at. Where does that sit? Alright, it sits right in there. Okay, I'm making sure. Don't want to mess up. If they would have done the whole set like this, I would have felt like I was building a high-end model instead of some, I'm going to say, city quality build. Jay, you're being harsh, I know, right? Oh, I'll say that for when after the okay. We got to make one of these here. All right, I'm sure there's a mirror of it here. But I'm kind of just, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm getting tired of working on big, giant sets. You know, it does get kind of to me after a while, because I like doing smaller stuff that's more complicated, and just, I mean, I know there's, you know, oh, let's be grateful you get some free stuff. You know, like I mentioned, it's not free. I have to do them. If it's here at the house, I have to do it. And oh, that's really a nice job, dude. I wouldn't mind doing that. Well, when you're so far, we're at 101 sets so far this year. Or maybe it's 104. I don't know. I've lost count. It can get to you. It literally can. It can. Yeah, I got a bunch of rants today. It's all white parts. Bunch of rants today. I'm just debating if I want to get into one of them being, I'm always tired and sick. We had somebody here that did not want to go to bed at all. Matter of fact, they don't like going to bed and they don't like taking showers. I don't get that sometimes, but I don't really know. Some people are just like that. And then we got to get 2 corner plates. It's mostly white in bag 31, so have fun. Unless you're working on a wood grain table, and you should be fine. But yeah, I'm surviving. It's been hot here. It's been getting like 100 degrees, which we're used to it, but I don't like it. Oh, Lego, come on, we have squashed bricks. You're going to make me do this? Wow. And I cannot get those lined up. I got to find that brick separator. Let me just do this here. There we go. There we go. You got to make 2 of those and stick them in there. Wait a minute. Huh? That's not how that's supposed to be. Uh-oh. What did I do here? Now I got to turn it towards me, folks. I can't keep it on... Oh, I thought we had to stack those on top of one another because they were showing 2 of them. I gotta find a brick separator here. At least the set is kind enough to provide us one, so we don't have to worry about that. Well, maybe I'm just not in the mood to work on this today. I'm just kind of irritable and don't want to deal with anything. You know, I'm sure some of you get like that. And yeah, and it's like I said though, Doing lots of these big sets, they do get to you. It's like I'm just doing one big set. That wouldn't bother me. Lily, I got Lily like 12, maybe 13 sets that are over 1,000 pieces. But Lego's model now is, oh, just take your time. We'll just keep sending you product. And I'm just like, you know, you kind of get to the point like, why don't you let me say no to some of these so I'm not wasting your time and you're not wasting mine. Because some of the themes that I've got, I'm not interested in. Or I know very little about. So those are going to be a block feast right there. But, I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything positive to say today. But I do have a tutorial that I've been working on for quite some time. Oh, hold up. Sorry about that. I had a cough attack. So where was I? I had a tutorial I've been working on for quite some time. And I've managed to get a working prototype or a concept prototype. I haven't built it yet, but I have the parts to do it. For the most part, I am... okay, we're doing it back here. It's just basically sitting... hold on, I'm trying to figure out what we're working at here. Okay. It's basically just sitting on a computer right now, ready to waiting to be built. But I have this to do, and I'm going to see if I can get a short set put in. Matter of fact, my smallest set is around 300 pieces. Alright, but I got a prototype. I've been working on it. It was a requested item from one of you, and I didn't think about it until now, and I thought that would be a good tutorial. So I decided to just take up on the offer, and it's, like I said, it's a prototype. It's not done yet, but I'm getting there. Oh. I'm really surprised they don't make a 1 or 2 by 3 of these 2 pieces. Would be cool. But I've been, boy, talking about scratchy cough today. It's not the fireworks that happened over the weekend. I was out doing yard work, pulling out that nut grass, crabgrass, and some other stuff out of my lawn. So I'm trying to get it perked back up. It's been choking the water and stuff off of it. So it looks like step 152, these hang over by a set of studs, so we're obviously not done in here yet. Still got a long ways to go here. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, let me clear my throat real quick. I got something to show you. Okay, that's much better. So I have Jay the Surfer figured out a little bit. Okay, and we're going to be working right here. And so here's the deal with Jay the Surfer. Here's what he looks like right here, right now. Full body. Now, my goal is with him, he's going to be the new mascot across all my channels. I'm designing the wetsuit for him now. I did a poll, and I had either the short crop or just the surfer flippy shaggy hair. And a lot of you voted in and said, I like the shaggy look better. I don't have to wear my hair like that, but he will. So that's it. So we got that done. And then when I get the wetsuit done, I'm going to let everybody pick between a casual wear or the wetsuit. And then maybe throw some accessories with them and stuff before I start getting into 3D modeling, a surfboard and all that stuff. I got him to walk the other day. So, which is cool. I got him to walk, to do poses and stuff. So now I can use them for banners. And I'm just trying to think of a method that I could use him for in terms of trying to find another one of these clips here. It's all white on white here, I tell you. But I'm trying to get him figured out to where I can use him in thumbnails. I'm a long ways away. And as far as for making a mask of my character and stuff, just to have a 3D model of him, it's still a long ways away from that. But I'm going to get to it eventually. Okay, now we're going to focus our attention in this area here. But doing a lot of throat clearing, so at least I'm editing that part out for you. But I mean, you know, sometimes when Lego decided, hey, we don't want you doing that, it kind of opened up a door, because we're putting a lot of parts on here. Because now I can brush up on my animation skills, and I forgot to put a 1x8 here. I can work on that stuff and just kind of have a little fun with him instead of just the usual thing. You know what I mean? So now I will have a banner on this channel, and it's the other one, and then just do that. One of the things that YouTube wants you to do is to have a banner. So I got to come up with something. I've been setting up my Stream Deck, and I'll tell you, it's saved me a bunch of time editing videos and stuff. And I really just I was getting a lot of stuff done, which is cool. Okay. And then now we have to do something here on the top. We don't have a lot of parts. It's about 20 minutes per bag, and I'm hoping this is going to be a short installment. I did one of these. It was like an hour and 15 minutes. I was just like, oh man, that's kind of long there. And I was like, oh, I got to stop doing these lengthy, long build installments. Also, I need to start weaving in some of the old 3-in-1 sets that I haven't finished yet, and get those going. Haven't done much with them just because I have been busy with work and stuff and set reviews. But, you know, if Lego's going to send some of these late, that's fine. That's on them. There's 3 of them that they sent to me that were actually early. It means that I got at least about 2 weeks to really get to them, so I may do one of those. And, you know, if a company just doesn't care, why would I care? You know, I'm not trying to be that guy, but, you know, and this goes right up here. I have a feeling that other bar is going to go in there. Now, if yours doesn't go in like I'm fighting mine, you have to wiggle and jiggle that in there. There we go. Alright. And yeah, so I wonder how everybody's 4th of July went. Mine was very unproductive. I didn't even do anything really around the house. I just kind of didn't do a lot. I need 2 of these. I only got 1. Or am I just not paying attention today? So when I do the review on this set, it's going to be when I do the review on it, what I'm going to do is minifigures, 360 spin, close up, and you know. But this thing's modular, so I'll be able to break it down a little bit, and then the review. So I'm going to film the review first, obviously. And then we'll break it down as we go. Then I got to do the thumbnail. And, you know what would have been cool? Since we're doing... Oh, I got to put this on a plate. Too bad this wasn't like the clock tower from Back to the Future. It would have been cool. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll have to build that, but that was only a movie prop, so I don't know how I would build it, but build the Back to the Future clock tower. But I did take your guys and gals' advice, though, back to this avatar. I was thinking about putting him through one of my tutorials, and I thought, well, that might be a little distracting, so I'm not putting him through tutorials. I will put him at the intro of the video because he will be part of the theme of the channel. You know, just like with this one. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And this is what we have remaining here for bag 31, and it's not too bad so far. Okay, I think what we're going to do, we're going to wrap up with 32. And I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for being contributors. It's always a big help. In addition, for purchasing items and checking out my Rebrickable store. And lastly, and least, if you like hearing me rant, complain, clear my throat, do all sorts of boring stuff on here, feel free. This channel's, the subscriptions are free. You don't have to pay for them. Let's just keep the big stuff there. And yeah, so this is not a bad set. One of those mids. Oh, when I got up earlier today and I had to go to work, I was like, man, I'm in the mood to build. When I come home, I'm not in the mood. So we're going to be putting together a minifigure. Let me get this set up for you here. I want to get back to some more manageable sets, but all these sets that I've got now are towers, and it's just like I'm kind of pooped. Is this like a park guest or something? Alright. When I do the tour on the figures, I'm going to put them on the turntable and just do what I normally do. Alright, he's got a... Oh, I can't even get his head to turn. Well, who's that? Stitch? But he does have a double-sided head. I just wanted to show you the head. The minifigures make the set feel custom. They really do. It's the quality of the build. It's just kind of a... I don't know. And this guy's holding some kind of a... toilet paper on a stick. I don't know. Is that what we call it now? I know some have asked me, what are you going to be doing this summer? I just kind of, I laugh at them and just say, I'm sorry, what summer? I'm not doing a whole lot. Alright. Maybe it's some kind of candy or something. Let's say cotton candy, but there's our... I think he's a part guest. Or he could be an attendant, too. Maybe it's to hit the kids at the arcade for trying to fish the money out of the coin return. I don't know. And that takes care of the figure. Let's see here. The churro is a fan favorite treat. Okay, that's what that is. And this Lego version is with a tan Lego Technic cross-axle element. Churro. If I'm even saying that right. Okay, now back to the main model, or the part of a model, I don't know. Jay, you sound out of it today, I know, right? But I'm kind of pooped and doing big, large sets. You know, I only have so many memory cards, and you know, I may have to use the tutorial funding to buy cards. Ooh, okay, I need both of those anyways. Just to, you know, I really kind of want to, I'm ready for I don't know, I'm just kind of zoning out here. Okay. Sometimes I set it in dry and then I just push it down to confirm it. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if that goes there. Oh, we got to make another one. Oh, this one's a little different. Yeah, so just sound kind of off today. Like I need to wake up. It's just when you get done with work and you come home, you're just like, oh, I want to do something. Like, I don't mind doing the, here's the, I don't want to edit this stuff, to be honest. I really don't want to edit videos. I got to edit this guy. I'm hoping to get it done so I can start editing tonight. At least start getting it done and prepare it for your consumption and get it going. And so I don't have any exciting things to talk about. Work was just work. Nothing exciting happened there. I got to put this stinking thing on a charger. I got a stopwatch here. It needs to be put on a charger. Someday I need to get me like a regular stopwatch. I had one that I used back in college when I would go take my exams. Oh, speaking of that, make a good story topic there. If you have a disability, you can go into a testing room and they have a proctor that walks around, make sure you're not cheating. One time, they threw a fit when I was in college. I had one of these little stopwatches. It was nothing. It was just a stopwatch. I had it sitting on my desk. I had it sitting on my desk, so I knew exactly. It didn't have a beeper or anything like that on there. I had that turned off. And the lady, I heard her walking behind me, and she kept stopping and looking. And I wasn't paying attention. I just kind of saw her stop, and I thought, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. We're making a video camera here. And then she comes back and says, hey, we need to confirm this. She points at the stopwatch, and I said, oh, it's just a stopwatch. I said, there's no clock in this room, which is unusual for a testing room. Well, we're going to have to confirm this with your professor. Okay, I mean, I didn't do nothing wrong, you know. So by the time they got a hold of the professor, talked to her about it, and I was allowed to use it. It was like an hour later. So I had to skip a class because I had to finish up an exam. I was furious. I mean, you want to talk about angry? Boy, it wasted my time. We got to make two of these here. And just because I had a stopwatch sitting on the desk. So next time you have to check this with us. Okay. Do I need to check everything with you? Pretty much. So what do I have to do? Check you with the fillings in my teeth and stuff too? You know, they want to make sure I wasn't cheating. I thought we're talking about late 90s here. Okay, we didn't have the fancy smartphones. We had beepers, pagers. We didn't have any of this fancy stuff, right? And Apple Watches just didn't exist back then, right? They just didn't exist. And I thought, are you kidding me? I just thought, I'm just using a stopwatch and you throw a fit over it? You know, I mean, come on. This is like 1997, 1998, and I thought, gal, like, lady, listen, this is just a stopwatch. The professor didn't have a problem with it. She's like, okay, that's quite all right. Because they had her on the speakerphone, if anybody knows what those are anymore. And yeah, I just thought, you just burned through an hour and a half of my time because I had to go take a test. And they were very apologetic. I wasn't mad at the professor, but I was just kind of like, lady, listen, I just brought a stopwatch in here. It's not like I brought a whole entire thing. You know, like I said, it's about this size. You know, like that. Probably about 1.25 inches, like a size of a silver dollar. And I thought, you're kidding me. You're mad because I brought a stopwatch into the testing room? And I had to have it cleared? And I just kind of thought, you don't even have a clock in here. How are we supposed to keep track of time in here? It feels like I was in a casino in Vegas or something. And it was just like, You know, I am so glad I'm not in college anymore. Because that was... it was not fun. College is not meant to be, let me bring this closer here. It feels like I'm really stretching over here, by the way. College was just boring for me. It was just, I'd say it wasn't challenging enough. And I'm just so glad that that nightmare is over. I don't have to go and, oh, you can't have a stopwatch in here. I mean, I still remember that to this day when I dig it out. I'll have to see if I could find it, but oh, you're using that to cheat. Oh, okay. Well, we didn't have Apple Watches back then, so I guess it would have been, you know, back then if we wanted to cheat, we had to write it on the back of our hand or on the pencil or something. But oh, I don't know. I mean, it was just kind of hilarious. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go check on some stuff. What was we at? Oh yeah, we're talking about the testing room. Oh yeah. But yeah, I just still couldn't believe that I got dinged for that and I got held up. And you know, today they're worrying about kids cheating with their smartphones and their watches and their what do they have now? Those glasses that also have the stuff now. I'm just thinking, you want to complain about a stopwatch? I mean, I'm sure this lady's probably no longer with us. She was probably in her 70s when I was there. Let's see, 97, 98. Yeah, she'd be like 100 years old by now. She probably never saw one of those before in her life, you know. But it was just kind of just like, I'm kind of let me bring this over here. There we go. It's like I'm reaching all the way across the workbench. But I thought, listen, you're making me lose my time. Oh, we're very sorry. We just didn't know, you know. And I just thought, it cost me my time. I had to email another professor. I had to have their staff contact them so I can get the stuff. I just thought, this is so sad, you know. You know, that kind of thing. And I feel a cough coming on. Now we're turning our attention to this side here. But yeah, I just, it brings back a topic, though, about a stopwatch. Just almost got me nailed for it. So then when I went back in there, the next time I had to take a test, because of my vision impairments, I had to have different preferables. Is it okay if I bring my stopwatch in here? Oh, sure. They had to check it and make sure there's no notes written on it. Oh, where'd you get this from? Oh, it was something I built from a kit. Okay, well, we prefer store-bought stuff next time. No, ma'am, you're going to get what I have, and that's what I have right now. And I was just not having it. Because the stopwatch I had was kind of handmade. They thought I was sneaking notes in it or something. What are they going to do? Give it a cavity search? You're going to put it through the x-ray, make sure I didn't have any crib notes in there? And then when it came to the final, it was open book, open notes. Well, I already had all the content memorized, so I just brought the books and notes, just thought it would come into handy for me. Like, if I'm going to cheat, why would I use it for this? But, you know, I mean, it may as well have been one of those little Barbie and Ken watches with the little two-way radio in there. Roger 10-4, thank you for the notes. You know? Oh, man. Kids today, they have it so easy. They can just sneak in there with the watches. No, back then we had to do everything manually. I knew somebody who did it with the water bottle. They would put their notes on a fake water label or something. They would, you know, they'd slip the label off their water bottle, put their notes in there, and they would write it really narrow because the water amplifies it. And I thought, man, I mean, this guy was clever. He knew how to do all that stuff too. Now, I never did any of that cheating stuff because I was afraid I'd get caught. But I thought, man, that's not a bad idea. I mean, there was ways of doing it. Today, you just use your watch. It's like using your phone. What if your phone was your calculator? Because I don't know anybody who carries calculators anymore. I use my phone. And back then we had the Texas Instrument TI-83. And if you had a TI-89, of course that thing just died, so I got to use this counter on the camera here. That kind of thing. And I just thought, yeah, or if you were lucky enough, you had a TI-92 or a 92 Plus. TI-92s and 92 Pluses, you can put notes in those, but a lot of teachers didn't realize you can do it on the TI-89 if you wanted to cheat. You can even scan a whole textbook and put it in your calculator. Because the 92, 92 Plus, even the Voyage 200 had a keyboard. Well, heck, I can go online, or you can get an emulator, or even type it in Notepad, and you could just send those files directly over to your calculator. You don't even have to have the keyboard. Do it on the computer. It'd be faster. There were ways of cheating. You could use your programmable calculator to cheat if you wanted to too. Just don't do that, because I'm sure the teachers today are aware of it, because us guys that grew up in the 90s, we already know that. We already tried those tricks. You know. High school, though, you know, it was hard to cheat in there because we didn't have all that stuff. And bringing a TI-83 in high school, boy, you did not want to bring those because they'd get stolen real quick. Okay, that goes here. Whoops, let me city quality here. That goes like that. But yeah, what was the other one they had? TI-86 was kind of like primitive. I think there was a TI-80. I can't remember. Then, of course, you had the scientific calculators. Ooh, boy. But, man, once I got into graphing calculators, that was a game changer for me. Okay, it goes on this. You get those graphing calculators. Those are nice to have, but now they come out with the ones that are fully color and stuff. I'd like to get one, but I do everything on the computer now. But if I'm out in the field, I mean, what do I use? I use the phone. I don't use a calculator anymore. Goes right there. You got a better view than I do. Yeah, but that was one of my horror stories in college. If you'd like to want me to talk more about college horror stories, let me know in the comments, and I got plenty of college horror stories to tell. Especially the time I got a parking ticket on the first day trying to get my parking pass to park, because they said the first day you usually get free parking for the first week. And that's what we have remaining there for the build. And yeah, if you want more college stories, let me know. About the only exciting part of my life other than careers. Okay, Summation of Thoughts. And yeah, I'd say we're still at a 5. It started to degrade a little bit. Let's pull these off here because this is not part of the build now. And I'm going to say that it is still keeping my interest. I got to charge up an iPad for the stopwatch. But so far it's not terribly bad. I think the quality's just... If it was like if it was like a clamshell that you can put these and close it up, I'd say it'd be fine. I mean, it's playable inside. I mean, it's not too bad. But we're still missing a bunch of stuff in here. But I think we're almost done with the facade here. But overall, I am pleased with it. I'm just not pleased with the quality of the build. So I got to put some stuff on the charger. We haven't hit these last stickers yet. We only have 4 stickers left. I mean, that's not bad. We're going to survive this. I'm a survivor. But anyways, though, that's what we have so far. But tell me what you think.